Hey everyone, Scott here from Classic Elite, and today I am going to be taking a look at the Rapture headphones from Ghostek. I'd like to thank Ghostek very much for sending us a pair of these for review, so I will be talking about my overall impressions and how they sound. Let's get started. Okay, so before I get into the details of the headphones, I'll give you the information that I think most people are really interested in. One, do the 40 millimeter graphene speakers sound good? I would say yes. These have excellent audio quality at the price point. Are they comfortable? I would also say yes. They have a lot of flexibility here, so they should fit most heads. There's a lot of distance that can travel between the adjustment for the height of the speaker, and there's also some tilting in the speakers, which should allow you to position the headband where it's going to be most comfortable for you. And then also, are they easy to set up? Yes. These controls work really well. There's a multi-function button that powers it on, puts it into pairing, and also switches between devices, which is a really cool feature. And then you have the ability to skip tracks and adjust the volume with the buttons that are above and below the multifunction button. This is a sharing feature, which I'll get into here in a little bit. The device gave me some really good first impressions, but what impressed me the most was probably the battery life. You can see that if you hit the multifunction button once, you'll get the LEDs that indicate the battery life here. And it took me 30 hours to drain the headphones before they died completely. And in order to test this, I hooked them up to a device that would be streaming music, and I set them in a separate room, had them at max volume, and it took 30 hours to end up draining the headphones. I was really surprised by that. The manufacturer indicates on the box that you should be able to get 25 hours of talk time and 1,000 hours or more in standby time. Based on the results that I saw, I'm pretty confident that's accurate. Now, one thing that I don't like about the battery is it does take only about 3 hours to charge from being completely dead. Is that it uses the micro USB. Since it is 2018 and a lot of devices are starting to transition over to USB-C. I would have liked to have seen a USB-C port, but that's okay. The battery life is good enough that it's probably not really going to be an issue, and most people have a bunch of micro USB cords lying around anyway. Another really cool feature of these headphones is the fact that they have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So with the included cable, you now have wired headphones. So if the battery would ever die, you're still able to utilize and listen to these headphones, which is really cool. Also, some people may have some security concerns just with Bluetooth in general. So if that's the case, now you have a secure way to listen to your phone without having to have anything connected to Bluetooth if you're in a public space where you're not really confident in Bluetooth security. Okay, and let's talk a little bit about the comfort in more depth. Everything that's brown in the headphones that you see is real leather. It's protein leather, according to the packaging, and I don't really know exactly what that means, but it certainly feels really soft. It feels high quality and nice to the touch. It certainly adds to the comfort level. You can see it's branded across the headband there, and something that I was surprised at is the flat ear cup, I guess. There is some memory foam, or it's kind of like memory foam. It doesn't come back real quick, so it's similar to maybe a pillow or a mattress. But there's a hollow area in the eardrum, so you can feel that there is a nice cup there. I have ears that stick out kind of far. If you ever watch our podcast, you can see that. These were not uncomfortable. I was really surprised by that. Any over-the-ear headphones, it usually takes me about 20 to 30 minutes before I need to take just a little bit of a break, and these were just as good, if not better, than the Audio-Technica headphones, which, again, I'm really surprised by that. They distribute the weight really well across your entire ear, so I think that's what led to me not getting any ear fatigue as far as wearing the headphones for a long period of time. The headphones do fold up nicely, and there is a pouch included that feels like the same leather that the headphones are made out of. If it's not the same, it still feels really close and high quality, so that's a nice touch that the headphones come with that. So one of the few issues with the device, and it's a small gripe, but when the headphones are not fully engaged, the hinges are really kind of floppy. I don't know. Other headphones I've had that fold have a little bit of tension and don't feel as loose and jostly, but they're fine once they're engaged. So it's just something to point out. Overall, it is still a metal hinge, so I would imagine the durability will be quite good with it. So for size comparison, here are the Audio-Technica headphones that I've been using, the M50Xs. I don't know, holding them in my hands, they feel like they take up the same amount of space, but here through the video, I think that these look like they have a slightly smaller footprint as far as like the ear cups and stuff are concerned. I don't know, they're all about the same size. Now when it comes to the actual aesthetic, I personally like the way that I look in these headphones a bit better, but overall I must say that the entire package, I actually prefer the Ghostek headphones. So I'll get into a few reasons why here in just a second, but that surprised me. I didn't expect to prefer these over the Audio-Technicas for the most part. Okay, before I talk about the songs that I selected to compare the different headphones, I do want to mention the microphone, which is right there. These are Bluetooth headphones, so they do have a microphone, which is nice. Let's get to an audio test right now. This is the microphone audio quality check, and as you can hear, it doesn't sound very good. I am using the headset with Bluetooth on my computer and Audacity to record from the microphone directly to try to eliminate as many variables as possible. If you need this headset for a phone conversation or maybe a Skype call, it'll definitely get the job done. But if you need to worry about audio quality, I would not recommend relying on this microphone. One really cool feature about these headphones is the fact that you can connect two devices at the same time, and all you need to do is press this button in order to toggle between them. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to be playing two podcasts. I'm going to hold this up, and you can see that they are both connected to the Rapture on the Bluetooth settings. So I'm going to start by playing the Giant Bombcast, which is a phenomenal video game podcast. And I'm going to hold the headphones up to the mic so that you can hear the Giant Bomb host voices.
Meaning that, like, despite there being, like, basically, like, 3 or 4...
So that was Jeff Gerstmann talking, and I'm doing this with podcasts instead of music to try to help with any weird copyright stuff. So now, in order to switch to a different podcast on my other phone, I am going to press the button. And now I'm going to hit play on the other device. And this is now the Easy Allies podcast on a different device. So hopefully you were able to hear that now Kyle Bossman's voice was coming out of the speakers instead of Jeff Gerstmann's. So I guess just to show you that I can switch back, I'll hit the button one more time. After about a second, the previous podcast pauses. I'll hit play on the other device. And we're back. I don't know, it's really neat. If you're the type that ends up having to switch maybe between a laptop or different devices in general, this is cool. It's not a feature that I would have ever thought about, but I'm really glad that it exists. One last quick feature to point out is this share button. I'm not sure if you need Ghostek specific headphones or if there are other devices that will work with it, but essentially if you do have another pair of these headphones, by pushing this button you'll automatically pair the other headphones, and then both sets will be able to listen to the exact same thing at the same time. So this could be really good if you are both watching a movie from the same device in maybe a car or an airplane, or if you just wanted to share a song with somebody and not have to go through the hassle of disconnecting and repairing a different device. So to try to finish things up and summarize the sound quality, what I've decided to do is take the open back H350s and sort of remove them from this comparison because they do sound quite a bit different than these two headphones. But the Raptures versus the Audio-Technicas I think are a really good comparison since they both are closed back headphones. In the description, you will find a track list of the songs that I use to really try to compare these headphones against one another. And next to each of those tracks, I will list which of these headphones I preferred for that particular song. Now, there were 3 that I will mark with asterisks, and those are songs that I thought were substantially better on the Raptures. There were no songs that I felt were substantially better with the Audio-Technicas, and I generally preferred the Ghostek Raptures over the Audio-Technica, and I've had these for a couple years now, and I'm surprised. I did not expect to actually prefer the sound in the Raptures. So, yeah, let me know if you have any questions about the songs that I used, and also I used the Google streaming service, my PC, and then vinyls directly to get my audio samples. So I don't know if there's differences with maybe Pandora or Spotify, or depending on what YouTube video you might bring up, what those bit rates may be like. But I used high bit rate, Google Play Music, and YouTube, and my own vinyls. So one last little surprise related to the audio quality is because of the 3.5mm audio jack, I had no problem connecting these to my vintage stereo receiver. I have an old Panasonic Technics, and it's from probably 78, something like that. It's about 40 years old. And these headphones sounded excellent playing my vinyls through that receiver. Didn't quite expect to be able to utilize these with my receiver, but I was able to. And since it's not proprietary, it's just a standard jack, you could get any length that you needed. If you prefer the coil cords, I don't know, whatever you need, you can do if you want to hook these up to an old stereo receiver. Very cool, and that was definitely an unexpected benefit. Overall, I really like these headphones, and I just want to summarize the negatives I guess I have. They're all ones that I have no problem looking past, but I do want to make people aware of them. Again, the microphone does not sound very good. I do not like this charging port. Again, these charge plenty fast, but I would have liked to have seen a USB-C port. And also, this hinge I don't really care for. However, at $125 for the audio quality that you get, metal construction, the nice soft leather, some spots had to be compromised, and personally I like the compromises that they made in order to bring really good sounding comfortable headphones to the price point of $125. So in conclusion, I have to say I really like these headphones. The audio quality, very impressive, and the comfort factor was also very impressive. So I think $125 is definitely a great price point for these particular headphones. And again, I would like to thank Ghostek for sending us this unit for review. If you are interested in purchasing a pair, we do have Amazon affiliate links in the description, and you'd be helping us out if you end up utilizing those links to purchase the product. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them in the comments below, so feel free to ask away. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time.